Hello, my name is Claude Rurinda, as I'm going um, to summarize and combine what I have been conducting from the interview, and I was able to interview two people, and in this video, so I'm going to combine the ideas and then analyze with my own ideas by putting together the information and my information to make sure that this video provide all information that are needed. Hey, I do have a time so that I can talk to you a bit.
Yes, I have it.
Yeah, my name is Claude Rurinda. I'm a student at I'm working on a business management with concentration logistics and operations. And I'm conducting this interview as a part of my academics work. With your consent, I will record this interview and use information in the record that I want to submit by analyzing the principles of US government. And I'm working for a goal, contribute to the society. The interview will be used to create the deliverable, and it will be submitted to College for America so that my project can be evaluated. And then this recording will be used solely for this purpose. The interview information will be temporarily stored in the College for America online evaluation system, to which only the evaluators and the College for America staff will have access to. Do you have any question before we start?
So I don't have any question. Maybe we can start with what you want to ask me so that I can keep with what I was going to.
So, do you give me your consent and do you allow me to be recorded?
Yes.
So,
this is what I need to read.
Yeah.
Okay. I, Mr. Lacoze, give my informal consent, participate in this interview to be recorded and used as a part of the students' academic work.
Yeah, thank you very much, Christo. And
you're welcome.
Yeah. Hey,
Right.
do you have a time so that I can talk to you a bit?
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Claude Rurinda. I'm a student at Safety University. I'm working in the business management with concentration in logistics. So I'm conducting this interview as a part of my academic work. With your consent, I will record this interview and use the information in the deliverable where I'm analyzing different principles of the US government. And I'm working in the goal contribute to the society. So under the project, government and you. So the interview will be used to create this deliverable and submit it to College for America so that my project can be evaluated, and this recording will be used solely for this purpose. And the interview information will be temporarily stored in the College for America online evaluation system, to which only evaluators and the College for America staff will have access. Do you have a question before we start?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
I would like to know for how long this interview is going to take us.
Yeah, this interview is not going to take much longer, and we are going maybe to spend like 2 minutes. Yeah, thank you. So, do you give your consent to be interviewed and recorded? So, can you read this consent?
Yeah, thank you. I, Rurinda, give my informed consent to be interviewed and recorded for this student's academic work.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marie. And I'm going to ask you some few questions. So I hope your information will help us to know and understand how people and how the U.S. citizens understand the different principles of the U.S. government. Different principles. So the first question is, what are the three branches of the U.S. government?
The three branches of US government. So I don't know if I'm going to make it as a wish, but I think I can try. So the three branches are legislative, executive, and what else? Judicial, right?
Yeah, thank you very much. So what are the three branches of the government?
Okay, thank you. I'm going just to try, but I'm not sure if I will make it right.
Yeah.
I guess there are three branches, and the first one is legislative, the second one is executive, and the third one is judicial.
Yeah. It's question that was asked was to know the three branches of the AS government, which are legislative power, executive power, and also judiciary power. So tell us or tell me, what does each branch do?
I think that the judicial branch, the judicial branch, then the executive branch,
Yeah.
puts in action.
Yeah.
I mean the law that was drafted, and then the legislative branch drafts the law. Right?
Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm going also to ask you the second question as the follow-up question on this question. So, what does each branch do?
You're bringing the hardest question. Yeah, I think the legislative part, I think as there is a word Lego,
Yeah.
it drafts the laws.
Yeah.
It drafts laws, and executive, there comes the word to execute. So it applies the drafted laws and put into action.
Yeah.
And the judicial, of course,
Yes.
it is there to explain the already identified laws and show how it can be implemented within its US citizens.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, as legislative power, as their law, this branch is made up of two houses of Congress, such as Senate and the House of Representatives. So, this branch has the duties of making laws. So, the laws are drafted, debated, and voted on in the Congress. Again, it has the power of confirming or rejecting the presidential designation for heads of various agencies and federal judges and the Supreme Court, and they also have the power of proclaiming war. So the second branch is executive power. This branch is in charge of carrying out the executive laws, or is carrying out or executing laws. This executive branch carries out the laws which are made by the legislative power, and they are also interpreted by the judicial branch. So as this branch is made up of the vice president and the president of cabinet, they also enforce the country laws. So the third one is judicial branch. This branch is responsible for deciding the meaning of laws. They interpret them and explain how they will be applied to your situation. Again, this branch indicates or decides if the laws voted can violate the Constitution. It consists of Supreme Courts and other federal courts. Again, you might ask yourself maybe how these three branches are linked or are connected. These three branches are linked in a way that legislative makes the laws, another one enforces them like executive branch, and then judicial interprets and applies them to your situation. Each branch works hand in hand with one another to make sure that the citizens' rights are protected throughout their responsibilities. So you may also ask yourself how they regulate each other or checks or balance. To make sure that there is a significant separation of these powers, each branch has its own powers and responsibilities, and they work closely to ensure that none of these branches is exercising power to each other or to one another. So as the way of regulating their powers, the government uses a system known as checks and balances. Each branch is accorded the power to check on the other two branches. The legislative draft and vote the laws, while the executive branch has the power of executing the laws, and judicial interprets and applies them to your situation. So the president has the power to veto a bill sent from the Congress. It will stop it from becoming law. Again, the Congress has the power of challenging Supreme Court judges or president. So again, the Supreme Court has the power of overturning a law that they believe or that they believe is unconstitutional. So once the law is voted, it is sent to the executive branch. And once they execute it, the bill becomes a law. Finally, the law is interpreted and applied by the court, which is actually judicial branch. So it is used in different courts. Thank you very much, Fisto. I'm going to ask you another question. Democrats and Republicans are the major parties. Can you name the party?
The third one.
Yeah.
Which is the Green Party?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Marie, and thank you very much. I'm going to ask you another question. Democrats and Republicans are the major parties. Can you name the third party?
I most of the time hear that it is the Green Party, so I'm not sure if it is the right party.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Marie. The third party of the US government is Green Party. So, on this question, how did the two-party system you might ask yourself, what is the United States of America and what are the most influential parties in the United States? So the United States is known for having two great parties, so which gets American talking and as well as the world. These two parties started impacting the way the Americans experience the politics or in the political nation since 1776 and 1818. So means 1070, 776 and 1018, 1818. So there was the Federalist Party and Anti-Federalist Party, so which can be called like a Democrat and Republican Party. So these parties compete for controlling the presidential Congress and the state. So this party of Federalists control American. This party of Federalists control America until 18. While the Anti-Federalist Party became powerful after 18. 1800, and this Anti-Federalist Party became powerful or controlled America after 1018. So as there are most parties of influence, the Federalist Party encourages financial and industrial growth. It also broadened the construction of the Constitution, as well as creating an outstanding army, and also it also encourages imperial conquest. So why did this anti-federalist or Republican Party fosters the growth of human farmers and agrarian output? And it was also strict to construction of the Constitution and the states' rights. It also, as well as allegiance to militia for defensive purpose as their main focus. So when we're seeing those two parties or the two political parties in the modern view, we can say like these two parties are known as the Republican and the Democratic Party. So this Republican was formed to oppose the Democrat parties, as it also opposes to slavery, which means that the slavery was the main cause to get for them to get separated and opposed to each other. So and this Republican was formed by anti-slavery activists in 1855, and it became to the power in the period of 1860 to 1932. So, seeing this politics in this view, we can see that this image shows that you can see this is like a cycle, a triangle. This is like a cycle image, which shows how the functionality of these two parties. So the first of all, the winner takes all rules, and it also uh, it controls like all activities, governments, while the loser gets nothing. There is also the strategy for voting, and as well as the wasted vote theory. Means there is strategic voting and wasted the vote theories. There are again, there is voters choose not to support parties that they do not view as viable. So, like voters choose the politics which maybe will support or maybe which they think it is beneficial or it is bringing something good for America. And there is also a lack of support, the lack of voter, maybe who supports like discourage the formation of minor parties, and there is also fewer parties flourish and existing parties make rules to perpetuate to perpetuate their power, and this is like this is like the cycle of how these two parties are working. Through with like the explanation of how of this image. So like there's a two-party system. Uh, this is like the system in which too many major political parties control voting in almost all elections at one and all levels of the government, and the majority elected position are members of the two major parties. Within a two-party system, one party typically gains a majority in the legislature and is mainly referred as to as the majority in the election. So, which means that if it takes all parties in the presidential election, or if maybe the presidential candidates accumulate almost all votes in any specific state, or the votes from that states are handed over to the candidate. So the most voted candidates or party takes a lead of all systems because the weaker parties are forced to create an alliance so as to be big enough to control a large dominant party. So the voters find over a time in order to vote for a candidate outstanding or outside of one of the two large parties, since their votes for third party candidates are usually ineffectual. So the consequence maybe or consequently these weaker parties are excluded by the voters over a time, which means that maybe if they tend to vote these parties which is like winning, which means that those weaker parties are excluded because we can see that the winner party takes all parts while the loser gets nothing. So, ways there is what we can say we can call like the gravitation of voters towards one of the two main parties, which is known as polarization. You might also ask yourself what impact do Fed or minor parties have on national politics. So those days of third parties won in negligible elected positions, they are also important on the national politics because they identify and they present new ideas, or they also present an issue to the voter. Maybe the two main or major parties uh, have not maybe been able to discuss. So in addition to that, they influence other parties, which might cause them to win its opposition. Means that if maybe their hands influences one party, means another party is going to win. Furthermore, they influence the candidates from two major parties and force them to be serious with the poll, because they might ignore the electoral consequences, maybe thinking that they have to win the election. So, which means that this third party influenced them maybe to be creative enough to present new ideas and maybe to identify the issues that they are going to address within the country. Thank you very much, Fisto, and you are making it. So, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law?
What is the process by which the bill comes along?
Yeah.
I will be lying to you if I tell you that I know that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Yeah, you are welcome.
I wish you success.
Thank you.
What is the basic process by which the appeal becomes a law?
I told you that you were asking me so many questions,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not sure that I will make this as well.
Yeah.
But as I think,
Yeah.
it is too oral project.
Yeah.
Everything starts from ideas.
Yeah.
So I think also when a law is being drafted, so it starts from ideas.
Yeah.
So a person has an idea,
Yeah.
so it shares it to the team members,
Yeah.
and after it is shared there, the team learns or studies about the idea to see if it can be like if it can become a law. So after that, they take it into the parliament. So this is a group of people that I think can study well the law, and from there they transfer it to the head of them, like to see if it can be implemented.
Yeah.
And if they notice that it deserves to be implemented or to be put into laws, they go ahead and stamp it, so it's done.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jamal. Thank you very much for information, and I really like how you explained the steps by which a bill becomes a law. And thank you very much for this interview. And so, thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you. It is my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You can imagine, or you can ask yourself, like, how a bill becomes a law. So this image you see, this describes how a law becomes a bill. You can see that there is first introduction, where maybe the bill is introduced to the maybe in the house of a senator, and then this bill is transferred to there is what we call the bill report. So upon the first, the bill is referred to the outstanding committee of the chamber based on the bill subject matter. So again, it is also sent to the committee consideration. The committee decides maybe to pursue the bill, or maybe decides if the bill can be somehow challenged to find out the viability, feasibility, and the desirability of the law. And it is also transferred to the chamber of consideration, and after that, there is what they call third reading. The third reading chamber happens maybe the relative day after the second reading, and there's another what we call like second reading. We can see on this image how this image is describing. So the committee of conference, there is also transferred to the governance consideration and the bill enactment. So going through all of this, the explanation of this picture and how this bill becomes a law. So like the first step, as this picture or as this image described, the first step was like when the bill becomes how the bill is the first step, as this picture was describing, is the bill is drafted, and any member of the Congress, either from the senator or the House or representative who has an idea of a law, can draft a bill. And the revenue bill must begin in the House of Representatives. This idea comes from the Congress members of themselves or from everyday citizens. The primary Congress members who is supporting the bill is called the sponsor, while the other member who supports the bill are also called the co-sponsor.
So the second step is that the bill is introduced. Once the bill is drafted, and then it has to be introduced. This means that if maybe a representative is the sponsor, the bill is also have to be introduced in the House. If maybe
the senator is the sponsor. The bill is introduced in the Senate. Once the bill is introduced, it should be found and on the Congress. So the first step is the bill goes to the committee, and as the bill has already been introduced to committee, it has to be the first step is that the bill has to go to the committee. It means it is sent to the committee. As the bill has already been introduced, it is referred to the committee. Once the bill is in the hands of the committee, it is wisely examined and its chance of passage by the entire Congress are determined. So the committee allows hearings to better understand the ethical implications of the bill. And most of the bills are read here. Means that some of the bills are not accepted on this step 3. And if the committee doesn't act on the bill is considered to be dead. The step 4, the subcommittee reviewed the bill. The subcommittees are organized under the committee and have further specialization on the certain topic. And the subcommittee may make changes to the bill, and they must vote to refer a bill back to the full committee. Step number 5, the committee makeup of the bill. Once the hearings and the subcommittee review are done, the committee will meet to make up the bill. They make changes and amendments prior to recommending the bill to the floor. And if maybe a committee votes not to report legislation to the full chamber of the Congress, the bill dies. And if maybe the committee admits the bill, it's reported to the floor, and this procedure is called ordering a bill reported. Means ordering the bill reported. So the step number 6, this is voting by the full chamber on the bill. Once the bill reaches the floor, there is additional debate, and the member of the full chamber votes to approve any amendments. So the bill is then passed or defeated by the member of voting. So step number 7 is referral of the bill to other chamber. Yeah, once maybe the House or Senator passes a bill, it is referred to the other chamber. It is referred to the other chamber, and maybe when the bill passes through all through and the bill approved as received, Congress may form a conference committee to resolve or to reconcile the conflicts between the House of Senate versions of a bill. Therefore, both House and Senate must vote to approve the conference report. So, while the step number 8, the bill goes to the president. And after the House and the Senate have approved a bill in identical way, the bill is sent to the president. If maybe the president approves of legislation, it is sent to become a law. Or if maybe the president takes no action for 10 days while the Congress is still in the session, the bill automatically becomes a law. Or maybe if the president opposes the bill, they may veto the bill. If maybe no action is taken for 10 days and Congress has already adjourned it, there is this is what we call a pocket veto. The step number 9, which is the final step. The last step is the step which is called overriding a veto, which is step number 9. And if maybe the president vetoes a bill, Congress may attempt to override the veto. If maybe both the Senate and the House pass the bill by 2/3 majority, the president's veto is overruled, and the bill becomes a law. So thank you very much, and I hope this video is going to make a change, maybe in your understanding. Thank you very much.